Welcome to the only daily research news video. This is your research business daily report, sponsored today and this week by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. Noting, quote, rapidly changing and exciting times with regard to TV technology and consumer behavior, end of quote, TiVo Chief Research Officer Jonathan Stoyer revealed that TiVo has probed to understand new so-called binge viewing as well as relatively new video stream viewing. Apparently, almost 90% of TiVo subscribers admit to binge viewing in the past few months, meaning 3 or more episodes of a given program in a single day. 1 in 4 hour-long programs were viewed as part of these binges, and nearly 1/5 of every 30-minute program was viewed that way. TiVo revealed that binge viewing, which is generally done to catch up on missed episodes, is usually done alone. More than half of admitted bingers say they never or rarely do it with anybody else around. TiVo also disclosed that 78% of its streaming-capable subscribers are doing so on their mobile devices at least once per month, and that's having the effect of driving longer periods of second screen engagement. The average user who streams does it over 15 times a month. And by the way, 4 of every 5 streaming sessions is on a tablet. Typically, it lasts up to 30 minutes and does not include commercials. Moving on. Back on December 18th, RBDR presented a conversation with Black Inc. president and 21st Century Marketing Authority Jeff Winsper. Back in December, we received an earful from Jeff of great marketing analysis of its issues with market research. Today, he's going to concentrate on research and marketing / predictive analytics. It's great stuff.
There's a distinct difference between market research and, let's say, real-time analytics. At least I'm characterizing it that way. When you conduct a market research study, whether it's qualitative or quantitative by nature, it takes time. So a person may have a question, okay, that was, let's say, today. By the time the study is conducted, it could take 5 days, 10 days, or it could take 6 months. Unfortunately, the world changes very rapidly. So the output of that research may actually be very accurate from the time in which it was conducted, not necessarily the time in which you received it. So that makes it challenging. So I think if you're an analytics group, then at that point you're thinking about predictive analytics and you're also using back information. And with the combination of both, it's much more powerful.
Hey, I think you ought to go into consulting research departments on how to become a bigger factor. I'm not kidding.
I'm happy to.
Yeah, okay. All right. Those of you out there, take advantage. This guy's pretty smart. So you brought up predictive analytics. Those are becoming a very dominant force within companies. Exactly how important are they becoming?
It's becoming actually a strategic weapon and a competitive advantage. It is growing so fast that I believe there was a recent research study that said there's 400,000 jobs that are going to be available around data management and predictive analytics over the next 5 years. 400,000. That's much it's growing. Why is it a competitive advantage and why is it so strategic? Because if you think about marketing as a process, it's only one of those very few processes and a department that cuts across any part of an organization. It is not beholden to a region or a particular consumer set. It can go anywhere, unlike other departments. So if you collect the information from all your consumer sets, your competitor sets, anything that has to do with economic issues, macro, micro, weather conditions, etc., you can collect all that information, analyze it, and provide real-time insight to an executive who can make a decision as a go-forward decision using both past information and predictive behavior moving forward. Very, very critical, and it's moving way up into the C-suite as an offering within in the boardroom, quite candidly.
We haven't talked about this, but on a relative scale, what's the cost of building a truly prolific and world-class data analytics capability, a predictive analytics capability?
We already know the answer is going to be depends, but it's probably not as much as people would think, number one, and number two, it is a far greater return on any investment you'll make. because you're going to be making financial decisions more soundly. So it doesn't really matter about the cost as much as what is the value of that. Making a small decision, making a decision around, let's say, price elasticity could generate hundreds of millions of net new revenue you never thought of before. Not using that as an example, you could be losing millions. So whether it costs you $10,000 to set it up or $100,000 to set it up, irrespective, you can make a whole lot more money if it's done well.
It's like that old commercial, you can pay me now or you can pay me later.
Very much. Interestingly enough, most organizations believe that they're data rich and insight poor. So it's less about trying to worry about how to integrate all the data inside your organization, because there are ways you can do it very cost effectively without having to worry about management consulting firms come. So you got the data in there. It's just the skill sets and the tools to help do the analyzation of it that is usually the investment that's required.
Is predictive analytics and predictive analytics alone the answer to get data rich and insight poor?
Not at all. It's just a component. Because predictive analytics is a model, the model it's a live model. So it can improve over time because as the business improves or as things shift in the marketplace. But you also need smart people that can analyze the data and analyze the analytics, provide that insight. So there's an old saying that says, data drives and gut decides. You don't want to necessarily take the human capital out of the equation. You still need smart people that can analyze those trends and summarize it for an executive so they can make a decision in real time.
Aren't those hard to come by?
Yes, there is a labor shortage for such great people. Specifically in America, it's very, very challenging. We're always challenged to find great talent. Most of our talent's from overseas, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. They're coming from the Asia area, India, and that's where most of our talent comes from.
If you'd like to contact Jeff, he'd like to hear from you. His email is jwinsper@winsper.com. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. Thanks for your time today. Have a great research day, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here with us tomorrow.